Something is wrong at Rotterdam. Not broken, not collapsing, but wrong in the specific way that freight professionals feel before the numbers officially confirm it. The Port Authority just confirmed it themselves. Throughput dropped 1.7% in 2025. 428 million tons moved through the port. Sounds like a lot, and it is. But Boudewijn Siemens, the CEO, said something that should make every logistics operator, every freight forwarder, every supply chain manager paying attention to European trade routes stop what they are doing. He said Rotterdam is importing more and exporting more air. That is not a metaphor, that is a diagnosis. Here's what that actually means. Rotterdam's import volumes held relatively steady. Goods coming into Europe, consumer products, raw materials, energy, still flowing in. The demand side of European consumption still present. But exports, the goods moving out of Europe through Rotterdam toward global markets, those are declining. European manufacturers are producing less. Chemical companies, BASF, LyondellBasell have been closing Rotterdam facilities and halting investment in European production. The industrial base that generates export cargo is shrinking. When a port imports full containers and exports empty ones, that is called repositioning cost. The carriers eat it, then they pass it to you. When a port's export volumes decline consistently, it signals something deeper than a bad quarter. It signals that the industrial activity generating outbound freight is contracting. Rotterdam does not have a port problem. Rotterdam has a European manufacturing problem, and the port is just where you see it most clearly. If you are moving freight through Rotterdam right now, or planning contracts through Northwest European gateways in the next 12 to 18 months, here's what this data is telling you. Capacity imbalance is building. More imports than exports means containers pile up on the wrong side. Repositioning costs climb. Carriers adjust their network priorities. The routes and rates you negotiated 6 months ago are being recalculated by people who have seen this data longer than you have. The chemical sector specifically. Rotterdam handles a significant portion of European petrochemical freight. With major producers scaling back European operations, BASF announced significant European restructuring. LyondellBasell closed its Rotterdam cracker. The chemical freight lanes running through this port are thinning. If your supply chain touches European chemical or industrial goods, this is your early warning signal, not a crisis, an early signal. The operators who adjust their routing strategy now, who diversify their gateway options, who renegotiate their carrier agreements before the capacity rebalancing fully hits published rates, will be having a very different conversation with their clients in Q4 than the ones who waited. Siemens did not hide from the data. He presented it directly and called it what it is. That kind of honesty from a port authority is rare and worth paying attention to precisely because of its rarity. Rotterdam is not dying. It handled 428 million tons last year. It remains the largest port in Europe by volume. It will adapt. It always has. But the signal inside the 2025 numbers is not about Rotterdam's resilience. It is about what European industrial activity looks like in 2026 and what that means for the freight that was supposed to move through your supply chain this year. The port confirmed it. Now you know it too. Cargo Intel, every week. The numbers that matter before they matter to your invoice. Subscribe and share this with someone routing freight through Northwest Europe right now.